Good morning, gang. Happy Saturday morning. Well, this isn't where I expected to go this morning. I was actually going to discuss a different topic, but things change. Woke up about 3:30 this morning and started looking at what was going on in the world, like I usually do. And as the title states, we are at war. Now, this is not the United States yet, but this is Israel. Now, this is where it gets real interesting. And at the moment, it's not something that we need to worry about. However, not that anybody's going to say follow Nostradamus or anything like that, but if you know one of his quatrains, it was World War III will be started by a man in a turban. Okay. Overnight, probably about 3 hours ago at least, it came out that Hamas has struck Israel with the barrage of rockets. And as of about 6 o'clock here this morning, when I'm finally recording this, so far we've got reports of about 300 wounded and at least some deaths. Don't have any numbers as of yet. Depends on the source that you're getting this from. Benjamin Netanyahu came out and made his speech. He says, "Citizens of Israel, we are at war and we will win." Okay. Now, here's the issue that we all need to talk about. You know damn well Joe wants a war. Okay, Joe wants to be in Ukraine. Joe is trying to poke the dragon and get China to do something. Hamas may have just done everything Joe wanted. However, we have a little problem. For decades, Israel has been the United States' strongest ally in the Middle East. Okay. We've supported Israel extensively. Let's just use that. Militarily, financially, socially, whatever. To the point where finally, after decades of promises, Trump was actually the first one to move the U.S. Embassy to Jerusalem. Everybody else promised they'd do it. Nobody did it. And, of course, Biden immediately disavows that. Here's the problem that we face, and you can really tell that there's disparity in the United States. Israel has always been one of our biggest allies. The Democrats have soured on the relationship we have with Israel. Now, regardless of what your opinion is of Israel, that's not what I'm getting into, okay? Whether you're pro-Israel, anti-Israel, whatever, I'm talking about the fact of, could this wind up dragging us in a war? The Democrats, especially the progressive wing of the Democrats, are extremely supportive of a Palestinian state. So we have our government, that's official position is to support Israel, and the ruling party's position is to support the Palestinians. Okay? And again, you think of some of the comments that have been made by Ilhan Omar or Rashida Tlaib or any of the other progressive Democrats. Hopefully, this is just like every other situation that we've had between Hamas and Israel, and it's over in a few days. But y'all know as well as I do that one of these days, it's not going to be over in a few days, and it's going to blow up into something bigger. Now start looking into the ties that some of the Middle Eastern countries have with Russia, some of the other ties that they have with Ukraine. Y'all mention frog in the pot all the time. The water's getting hotter. Okay. Throughout history, man has gone to war against other countries. The United States has pretty much been the only place that's avoided it for the last couple hundred years, where you had people of different backgrounds living together. You know, you think of any other country in the world and you have warring factions within countries. I mean, you think of Sunni and Shiite Muslims in Iraq, for example, or try getting citizenship in Japan if you're not Japanese. That ain't happening. Okay, you can talk about the split of the two Koreas, whatever whatever floats your boat and something like that. I mean, look at Mexicans and Cubans. Okay, no, doesn't work like that. They don't, even though Hispanic, same heritage, basically. Okay, no. But in the U.S., as dysfunctional as we are here, somehow whites and blacks and Hispanics and Asians can work together. We're very unique in something like that. But we are watching the world tell us that that's a fool's errand. Now, I don't want to believe that by any means at all. Okay, I got no problem living in harmony with people of different backgrounds, races, religions, creeds, whatever it would be. I don't care. You know, I'm of the opinion of leave me alone, let me do my thing, you do your thing, and as we get along, great. We don't. Okay, but I'm not out going, all right, let's go kill my neighbor. But that's the mentality around. So you look at what's going on here in Israel. What's going to happen? There's going to be a retaliatory strike against Hamas, against the Palestinians, against the people that want a separate Palestinian state. What if that gets bigger? And we've talked about this many times before too. What if that starts to spread throughout the rest of the Middle East? Do we now have potentially a three-front war? Because every day it gets a little closer to American boots on the ground in Ukraine. That's basically the path that the Democrats are taking us on. Every day we wake up to look at the news to see if China's gone into Taiwan. And obviously we'd have, in that case, probably the Navy going in there. You can start going back to World War II, where it was ground forces that took care of Europe, but it was naval forces and the Marines that took care of the Pacific theater. Could we have something like that? What happens if we have a third front? We already know that the military is meeting their recruitment goals by 25%. One war institutes the draft. 2 makes it crazy. 3 would be chaos. Is Biden sitting back going, cool, look at all the money I'm going to make by selling more military equipment. I'll just spend the American money and I'll get my kickbacks. But who's Joe going to sell the military equipment to? The Democrats don't exactly get along with Israel. Biden and Netanyahu don't even talk. And the progressive wing wants to support Palestine. That's what happened overnight. That's something we have to pay attention to. As we keep prepping for chaos, this is one to watch, because this is one that can get crazy fast. Pinball out.